Hey guys, welcome to the official Hasbro gaming rules video for the Yokai Watch trading card game. My name's Jake, and I'm going to show you how to play. If you have a starter pack, you should have the printed game rules. Read the rules, watch this video, and you'll be playing in no time. The Yokai Watch trading card game is a two-player game for ages 6 and up where you collect, battle, and trade yokai. This game changes based on the cards you have in your deck. Part of the fun is building that deck. When you buy one of the starter packs, you'll receive a pre-built deck of 40 cards. There are two kinds of cards: yokai cards that you battle and defend with, and action cards that give you special abilities. We'll talk more about those in a bit. Let's take a look at what else you'll receive when you get your starter pack. First, the game rules. My advice, take a good look at these. Also, the battle sequence and the on-your-turn info cards that help guide you through the game. Next, the all-important playmat to keep your cards organized. Finally, 2 yokai medals. You can use yokai medals to boost your yokai's power when battling. Okay, now you're ready to get started. First, grab a friend who has their own set of 40 yokai cards. Here's Emma and Alex to help illustrate the game. Okay, let's set up the game. Take your deck, shuffle it. Place it face down here to make your draw pile. Now, take the 3 top cards and place them face down here. These are your life cards, or your hit points. When your opponent attacks you and you can't or don't defend, you lose a life card. If you ever need to draw a life card and can't because you run out, you lose the game. Next, take 5 more cards from the top of the deck to create your hand. Take a look at your cards. Our players have drawn these cards for their hands. Let's check out what one of the yokai cards does. Take a look at the number on the upper left. This is the card's yokai energy cost. You can only play a card if you can meet its cost. The big number on the bottom of the card is the yokai's power, and that is what ensures victory. There is the power-up bonus, which you can earn in a couple of different ways. Over here is the yokai's name. This one is my favorite, Jabanya. Isn't he charming? Looks pretty harmless, right? Wrong. His Paws of Fury can do some serious damage. Then, there's the yokai's tribe symbol. This represents the tribe that the yokai belongs to. Finally, there's the tribe bonus. That is used in advanced battles. We won't cover advanced battles in this video, but they are described in your game rules. The last step in setting up your game is to place your yokai medals in the ready area on your playmat. Throughout the game, you'll place yokai cards on the playmat, battle, and play action cards. The game is played in turns, with each player going one at a time. The youngest player starts the game. Players may perform up to 6 actions on their turn. Use the on-your-turn info card that comes with the starter pack to guide you. For the first couple of turns, you won't be able to perform all 6 actions. But don't worry, it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It's just how the game unfolds. Okay, let's start. Alex goes first. He starts with these cards in his hand and these yokai medals. His goal is to get yokai on the playmat so he can battle with them. He checks his turn summary card to see what he can do first. Alex skips steps 1, 2, and 3. Alex draws a card from the draw pile. Alex moves to step 5 and can start placing yokai. There are 2 basic ways to place yokai. The first is to place them awake, or face up. You can only place a yokai awake, or face up, if you can meet the card's yokai energy cost. The yokai energy you have is equal to the number of different yokai you have in play on your playmat. Yokai are different if they have different names. Yokai that are face up, face down, tapped, and untapped count towards your total yokai energy. Because Alex has no yokai in play, he can only place a card with a yokai energy cost of 0 awake. Luckily, he has a Jabanyan in hand. But wait, the second way to place yokai is to place them face down or asleep. If you want to get powerful yokai with high yokai energy costs out early, or anytime you can't pay for a yokai's energy cost, you can place that card face down or asleep on your playmat without meeting its cost. The yokai will be asleep, which means it can't attack or block. You'll be able to wake them up on a later turn when you can pay their yokai energy cost. Alex could place his Leodoni with a yokai energy cost of 1 on his playmat, but he would have to place it face down, meaning he'd be asleep. Alex decides to place Jabanyan with a yokai energy cost of 0, face up and awake. Normally on your turn, you can place up to 2 yokai, but you can only place 1 yokai with the very first turn of the game. When you power up or upgrade your yokai, you add yokai cards of the same name under or on top of a yokai on your playmat. Alex can't do that just yet, but we'll see an example of this in a bit. Alex does not have any action cards yet, so he skips that step. Lastly, he cannot attack on the first turn of the game, so his turn ends. It's now Emma's turn. Emma starts with these cards and these yokai medals. Since it's her turn, Emma skips steps 1, 2, and 3, but she can do step 4, draw a card. So she draws a card from the draw pile. Now she can do step 5, place up to 2 yokai. Emma has no yokai energy because she has no yokai on her playmat yet. Your opponent's yokai never counts toward your yokai energy. She could place a yokai with a yokai energy cost of 0, awake and face up, if she had 1 in her hand, but she doesn't. Tough luck, Emma. Any yokai she places right now must be asleep. She decides to place her Schmoopy asleep and face down. She now has a yokai energy of 1. She can place 1 more yokai and places her Dazabel with a yokai energy cost of 1, face up and awake. She has already placed 2 yokai, and she can't power up or upgrade any yokai yet. She doesn't have any action cards, but she can do step 6, attack. Grab your battle sequence card from the starter pack. It will show you a quick summary of the attack steps. To attack with a yokai, announce who you're attacking with.
I will attack with my Dazabel.
And turn that card sideways to tap it. Emma's attacking with her Dazabel. Your opponent must defend with an awake, untapped yokai. They must tap the yokai to defend. Alex has 1 yokai out, his Jibanyan. To defend against the attack, he taps Jibanyan.
I think I'll use my yokai medal.
Here's where you get to use your yokai medal. Each player may flip 1 of their yokai medals and try to boost their yokai's power. If a player's yokai medal lands with the tribe symbol up, they can add the power on their yokai card to their total power. If it lands face down, they get no bonus. If you flip a yokai medal and it is the same tribe as the character you're powering up, and the flip is a success, you can put the yokai medal back in your ready area. Otherwise, put it in your used area. Alex flips his Jibanyan yokai medal. It's a success, because it's the same tribe as the Jibanyan yokai card. He puts the yokai medal back in his ready area. Emma flips her Komajiro yokai medal. It is a success, because it's the same tribe as her Dazabel yokai card. She puts the yokai medal back in her ready area. Now, the yokai battle. To see who wins, figure out how much power each yokai has using this formula. Power-up bonus times number of cards below the top card plus the top card's power plus any yokai medal bonus.
I have 100 yokai power and 100 yokai medal flip bonus, so that equals 200 yokai power.
Alex's Jibanyan has no cards beneath it, so it gets no power-up bonus. Let's look at Emma's score.
My Dazabel outpowers your Jibanyan with 200 power. And my yokai medal flip is 200 power, so that's 400. Looks like I won the battle. Nighty-night Jibanyan, time for a cat nap.
Jibanyan immediately goes to sleep and gets flipped over. It stays tapped. Don't feel bad that Jibanyan lost, folks. He loves a little cat nap. So, what would have happened if Alex did not defend with Jibanyan? He would have kept Jibanyan untapped and awake, and the yokai would not battle. Anytime you don't defend against an attack, either because you can't or don't want to, you must draw a life card. Now, Alex gets to follow all 6 steps.
Okay, my turn.
He may wake up 1 yokai. Jibanyan's yokai energy cost is 0, and Alex can meet that, so he wakes up Jibanyan. All his yokai medals are already in the ready area. He may untap all of his cards. He untaps Jibanyan. He draws a card. Now he can place yokai. Alex has a yokai energy of 1, since he has 1 yokai on the playmat.
I'm gonna place Hydabat.
He places his Hydabat awake, which has a yokai energy cost of 1. Now, he has a yokai energy of 2. He gets to place another yokai and chooses to place Walkappa awake, which has a yokai energy cost of 2. Remember when we talked about powering up and upgrading? Well, Alex is gonna do that now. He wants to make Jibanyan more powerful. Smart boy. Anytime you place a yokai, you create a stack. And you can keep adding yokai of the same name to that stack to make the yokai more powerful. When you add a yokai with a lower or equal power, you're powering up your yokai. When you add a yokai of greater power, you're upgrading your yokai. Powering up and upgrading yokai is just like placing yokai. You have to be able to meet the card's yokai energy cost in order to play it. Alex wants to add his Jibanyan card to his Jibanyan stack. It has a yokai energy cost of 0. So he can place it. It has the same power as the Jibanyan on his map, so he can place it beneath the Jibanyan.
And I get to draw a card.
Whenever you power up a yokai, draw a new card. Now, when his Jibanyan battles, it'll have 100 power plus the 100 power up bonus because it has one card beneath it for a total of 200 power. Alex doesn't have any action cards to play, so he goes to step 6, attack. He taps his Jibanyan to attack. Emma has no awake or untapped yokai to defend with, so she must draw a life card, and Alex's turn is over. Emma can now wake up her Shmoopy because she has 2 different yokai in play and therefore a yokai energy of 2. She puts her yokai medals in the ready area. She untaps her Dazzlebell.
And I get to draw a card.
Now, she can place yokai.
Here comes my Komojiro.
Emma places her Komajira, which has a yokai energy cost of 1. Next, she places Koma-san with a yokai energy cost of 3. She can meet both yokai energy costs, so they're placed awake. She wants to upgrade her Komajira with this card. She can meet the yokai energy cost of 2, and because its power is higher than the Komajiro on her playmat, she places it on top of him as an upgrade. Also, Emma drew Bursts of Energy.
Oh yeah, I have a great action card, Burst of Energy.
Its yokai energy cost is 2, so she can play it. She places it in front of her. At the end of her turn, she'll be able to untap all of her yokai.
I'm coming after you. Time to battle.
Now, she attacks. Take a look at Emma's Koma-san card. It has a special ability. Koma-san gains plus 200 power if you have Komajiro awake and in play. Happily, Emma has a Komajiro awake and in play. Because Koma-san gets a boost, Emma taps him to attack Alex. Let's look at your battle sequence card for the attack steps. Emma taps Koma-san to attack. Alex blocks by tapping Hydabat. He can't block with Jibanyan because he's already tapped. Both players flip yokai medals for a boost, but both flips fail, and no one gets a bonus. Players put those yokai medals in their used area. Compare yokai power. Koma-san has a total of 600. Hydabat has a total of 200. Koma-san wins, and Hydabat goes to sleep. Now, Emma can keep attacking until she chooses to be merciful and stop, or until she makes Alex draw a life card.
Merciful? No way. I'm going to attack.
Emma taps Komajiro to attack. Alex taps Walkappa to block. Emma decides not to flip a yokai medal. Alex flips, and it's a success! Compare power. Komajiro's power is 400. Walkappa's power is 600. Walkappa wins the battle, so Komajiro goes to sleep. But look at Komajiro. He has a special ability. If Koma-san is in play and awake when Komajiro goes to sleep, put one opposing yokai to sleep also. A jubilant Emma chooses to put Alex's Walkappa to sleep.
Good night, Walkappa.
Now, Alex has no more yokai to defend with. So, when Emma attacks with her Dazzlebell, Alex can't defend and must draw a life card. He now has 2 life cards left. Remember, when a player must draw a life card and can't, the player loses the game. Emma's turn ends. Remember the action card Emma played? It lets her untap all her cards at the end of her turn. So, she does so. Well played, Emma. Now, you've seen all 6 steps. And that's how the game is played. One more thing. There's a way to play with 20 cards each. This way, you can split a 40-card starter deck with a buddy. Sharing is caring. Check out the printed rules. It will help you navigate a 20 to 20 card game. Okay, now you're ready to play a game on your own. If you have any questions along the way, check out the rules or watch this video as many times as you need so you can clear up any of the super fun Yokai Watch trading card game maneuvers. So long and happy gaming.